Hello and welcome back to a Pokemon ORAS Randomizer Nuzlocke. We're here today after going ahead and releasing Kyogre into the world. At the bottom of the C4 cavern, we got ourselves our battle with Archie out of the way, which, by the way, if you did not watch, I highly recommend watching at least that battle. That guy was crazy. He did a lot of damage to our team. I probably just want to fly back, actually. I was considering using a potion before we start making our way to Sutopolis, but I think we probably want to fly back to Moss Deep. We have ourselves a couple of encounters that we can grab along the way. I believe Route 126 we do not have an encounter for. It gets a little bit hard to track these encounters down here in these water routes because they all kind of blend together a little bit. But thankfully, in the Alpha Sapphire remakes, it kind of divides up the routes a little bit easier by giving you an actual, like, screen, you know, new load when you enter a new area, which is great for Nuzlocke and helping me remember where we have and haven't been. You can also tell by, you know, when we click the fly option, kind of lights up with light blue the areas that we have been compared to the areas that we haven't been. So we should have an encounter for 126. We should also have an encounter for Sutopolis as we start making our way down towards that. So let's go ahead and start prepping for a couple of encounters by putting our Leafeon in front, as that is our catcher with Spore. And we are getting to a point where encounters are less important than earlier on in the game. We have a lot of good Pokemon in the box, unironically, that we really could take out at any time. Some of which might even be just straight up upgrades to our team right now. I'm just attached to the team that we have right now, and it's working, so I don't want to change anything, which we'll see how long that holds up. I may have just jinxed it, but our Route 126 encounter is going to be Yanmega. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I'm okay with that. We are at the point now where I think if we start seeing these... Okay, we do go fast. Good. Yanmega's very fast. I don't want to get hit by anything super effective, though. We are at the point now where we could start thinking about, you know, skipping some encounters if we really wanted to. The downside to that, obviously, would be if we skip a bunch of encounters, we then can't use them as dupes later. If they're bad encounters, anyway, this applies. This doesn't really matter for Yanmega. This is an okay Pokemon regardless. I would catch this anyway. First turn, Wake Up. I don't like that. I don't like that. It doesn't have Speed Boost, so we should start Speed. I'm gonna go for Spore one more time. I really don't want to get hit by a special attack Bug Buzz or anything like that. That would be very, very scary. Maybe we just go to Kling Clang. We'll just go to Kling Clang and Glare. Landing a Glare against a double team opponent's gonna suck, but still, I feel like it's a little bit safer. Or we get hit by anything super spooky that's super effective on Leafeon, as it is a pretty important Pokemon for our team. Dodging both Supersonics and landing the Glare. Sorry, Clang has come out today. It's not even a Kling Clang yet. We still have a little bit more to go before we get to Kling Clang, but... And Mega's worth catching. If we get any encounters as we go through from here that are really, really trash, you know, like a Caterpie, I will probably risk just KOing it rather than wasting our Pokeballs catching it, because we have still had a lot of issues with money in this playthrough. Unironically, I think we've had more issues with money than anything else. Our encounters have been fine. Our Pokemon haven't really died. I know, I'm just throwing up red flags all over the place. This is a disaster. We're going to lose like 12 Pokemon this episode. Our main issue has just been money and being able to afford, you know, potions and Pokeballs. Plus, if we do encounter something really good, we do have a Master Ball spare, which is, you know, obviously incredible to have spare, so... We'll see how encounters go. Yanmega, though, we do go ahead and catch, so we will give you a nice name beginning with B. The Ogre Dana Pokemon. What does that even mean? Are you Boga? Oh my god, that sounds horrible! That sounds horrible! Boga sounds awful. It kind of sounds like Booger. I prefer Booger as a name to Boger, I think. This is Booger, the Yanmega. I know, what an incredible name to come up with for this incredible Pokemon. But I think we can just dive, like, right here. There is the underwater section. As far as I'm aware... Okay, there's no, like, separate prompt or anything that comes up saying underwater. I don't think underwater is a separate encounter. I don't. I'm pretty sure that if you encounter a Pokemon in this grass, the little thing that it says where it says, you know, where you caught your Pokemon, I'm pretty sure that would say the route number rather than underwater. Like, this was Route 117. I think that's not a separate encounter. If I'm wrong on that, it's fine. It's fine, you know? At the end of the day, I haven't encountered anything over there, so we could always check in the future if we really feel like we need to, but I do feel pretty comfortable in the Pokemon that we have. Our Sutopolis City encounter, though, as we do also get an encounter here. Is this not where I'm supposed to be? I don't see anyone in front of the gym. What was that cry? I meant to go to Sutopolis, I think. We'll check near the Cave of Origin after we get the encounter. If not, then we need to go to Sky Pillup. I don't think that's what we'd need. A Servine is our encounter. I don't think we have a Servine. We have a lot of grass types. We have a Sceptile, for sure. We definitely have a Sceptile. I think I'm thinking of our Sceptile that we have. Okay, well, we'll go ahead. We will glare you, kind of the same deal that we just did with Yanmega. We'll glare you down. We'll throw a bunch of Ultra Balls. It does have starter catch rates, but this game does have very easy catch rates, so I'm not too worried about catching it. We do need to buy more Pokeballs, though. We do need to use some of our limited money on a few more Pokeballs. Not a ton, because we still need to be able to buy, you know, full restores for later in the game and stuff. But it's probably worth going ahead and grabbing a few more Ultra Balls, just because there's a few more encounters that we still need to grab. All of the routes below us, all of those free water routes. There's the Victory Road still to do. If we really wanted to, we could do the routes of Pacific Log Town and the area left of that, but I actually don't know if there's a reason to go down there, really, unless I wanted extra encounters, which at the moment, I really am pretty happy with my team. I am. I do like when Nuzlockes end up this way and I get attached to my team rather than, you know, replacing them all over the place. I feel like there's two reasons for that. One, if the Pokemon stay with me, there's more moments where I go, what a legend he survived, that's really cool, and then I become attached to them and I don't want them to die. Also, if your Pokemon start getting bopped left and right, that does become a problem where the more Pokemon that faint, one, you end up with worse and worse Pokemon in your team, so they're going to be struggling more. But also, you don't know your Pokemon's limits as well. That's also a problem that can happen. Like, I feel like I have a pretty good grasp of how much damage my Pokemon are going to take from different moves. If I suddenly change all of my team around, I don't feel like I have a good grasp of how much damage all of my Pokemon are going to take. And that can be scary, because you can bring something in like, oh yeah, this will be fine, and then they just get one shot, right? And that always sucks. For our Servine, let's go ahead and give you a name beginning with B. This is Boroboro. Like Ouroboros, the snake? This is Boroboro. I actually like that name quite a lot. I will never remember that this name exists, I guarantee, because it's not going to be on my team, so I'll forget about it. But Boroboro? It is Ouroboros that the snake is called, right? The snake that, like, eats itself eternally or whatever. It's like a big loop. I think it's Ouroboros. I could be wrong. Ouroboros is also a Souls YouTuber, but that's not what I'm referring to. I'm referring to the snake. Why am I looking at Pokemon? I guess they could be holding stuff. I haven't checked for held items in a while. I kind of just did this instinctually. Is anyone holding anything, actually? Ampharos on Shuckle. Okay, I mean, not super useful because you don't have an Ampharos, but cool. Cool. Nothing. Yellow Flute. Slowbro Well then. That. Might be a little bit premature to give it, you know, already, but hey, where are my Megastones? Slowbro, have that, just in case, you know, you're the only one that's going to be able to use it anyway. Just have that just in case. That is a good option. If we lose Lumineon, not that I want that to happen, Mega Slowbro is a very good backup. Honestly, so is Empoleon, though. We have two very good water types as backups, which is the most important type in Hoenn. Because there's a lot of times when you need Surf, Dive, Waterfall, etc. So, good backups to have. Very, very good. Let's go ahead to the Cave of Origin and see if this is even the place where I'm supposed to be. Because I'm starting to doubt whether this is where I should be. I can't get into the gym, right? Yeah, I was going to say. a lot of my knowledge is based on Pokemon Emerald. I don't really replay Pokemon Sapphire too much. In fact, the last time I played through Pokemon Sapphire was probably when Alpha Sapphire came out. So it's been a while. I normally play Pokemon Emerald. I do want to buy more Ultra Balls. I'm going to get 20, which is a lot of our money, but it really is worth it. Probably should have done those in stacks of 10 as well, but alas, I didn't. I'm going to get 10 more full restores, which is a lot of full restores, and I'm going to save the rest of our money in case there's like a TM we want to buy at any other place, like in Evergrande City or something, I don't know. But for right now, as we head through towards the Cave of Origin, let's get into question of the day. Okay, I see Steven, this is where we are meant to be. I might mash through this text a little bit while we do question of the day, actually. And then we can get into the encounters and stuff after, because I feel like there's a lot of text here. And to sum it up, basically, go save the world, 10-year-old. Okay, all right. With that summed up, let's get into question of the day. Question of the day is going to be, how many Pokemon would you eat? How many? Give me a number. Truly think about what Pokemon you're transported into the Pokemon world, okay? There's no more ordinary cows. There's no more ordinary pigs. There's no more, you know, of the ordinary Pokemon. So, not Pokemon. No more ordinary animals. They're all replaced with Pokemon, right? How many Pokemon would you be willing to eat in your diet? We already know the Pokemon are edible from the Pokemon anime where they've shown, like, people eating Magikarps and stuff. So we know that people do it. How many Pokemon would you list off that you'd be willing to add to your diet? Okay? None is a valid option, okay? You can't just say none. It's slightly boring, but, I mean, I understand. As we get the Aqua Suit, which is actually very important for us to go to, do we go to Kyogre now? Maybe, actually. Maybe I should be reading this, but for me, personally, I can think of a couple that I'd be willing to eat. First of all, the Torchic, that's a chicken nugget. I'm eating it, okay? That's just a nice hot nugget, okay? That's the perfect Pokemon. That is perfectly edible. I'm eating the Torchics, okay? Everyone gets one as a starter. They're all over the place. I'm sure there's like a factory somewhere that's mass-producing Torchics to be given out to all of these new 10-year-old trainers, so everyone can have one as a starter. I'm eating the Torchics. Same with Combuskin, okay? A Combuskin leg? That's a drumstick. I'm eating that, okay? Absolutely. Magikarp? Feebas? I'm eating that, okay? They're being eaten. They're gone. Even Applin. Gone. Eaten. Okay? I'm eating the Applin. Unless Applin is specifically the worm inside of the apple and not the apple itself, in which case I'm not eating Applin. That one's an interesting one. There's a lot. Vanillite, I'm eating the Vanillite. We already had this question before with the whole Vanillites. Would you eat the Vanillite quickly or slowly? You know? I've already asked that question. We don't need to get into that again. But would you eat a Vanillite in general, right? I would. I'd eat the entire evolution line. So I'm up to at least 5. Miltank? I'd probably eat parts of a Miltank, yeah. I'd eat a Miltank. I'm up to 6. You know? There's quite a lot of birds that I would try. I'd say I'd probably eat, like, a couple of the regional birds, you know? If they tasted like chicken and someone was like, hey, this tastes like chicken, I'd probably eat it. And yeah, that's probably about it. So I'd probably get to, like, 8 Pokemon that I'd be willing to eat. It's not a lot, okay? But I'm sure there are people more adventurous with food than me. I am not a foodie, I think is what people are called when they, like, really go out and try and experience every different food. I'm not a foodie. I'm pretty happy eating the same thing every day. If I was stuck in a situation where I could only eat the same food every day for the rest of my life, I don't think I'd be all too bothered, honestly, as long as it was a food I liked, of course. Cave of Origin encounter, which I know is not a popular opinion to have. I'm just not someone that really cares for food, which is unusual as a human. I understand, but it's true. Pachirisu being our encounter is one of those encounters that I'm really considering just, you know, one-shotting and moving on, but we'll catch it. We'll catch it, I guess. We do have electric types. Like, I think we still have a Luxio in the box, so I really don't see myself using this. But, I mean, I did just go and buy 30 Ultra Balls. We'll use them, I guess. It's not worth using our Master Ball on, which is unfortunate. But we do have the Kyogre encounter coming up, which, if I'm not mistaken, Primal Kyogre, because I think you fight Primal Kyogre in Alpha Sapphire. I think it's, like, the whole point, right? Primal Kyogre should be counted as a Mega, and I think Megas are replaced with Megas. So it should be a Pokemon that can Mega Evolve. Like we had with Latias being a Diancie. It should be another situation like that. Doesn't mean it'll be a legendary, but it does mean that it should still be something that can Mega Evolve, which could be very good. Even Pokemon the Mega isn't good for, like Garchomp, right? That still has a Mega, that could be very good. What do we want to call you? You, Pachirisu, you are the Befuddler, okay? You think you're just gonna go into battle, right? Be all deceptive. You're gonna be like, hey, I'm just a cute little squirrel. I'm not gonna do anything wrong. You're gonna get up close to them and you're gonna nuzzle them, paralyze them, and show them their deepest, darkest fears while they're in paralysis. You're the Befuddler. I missed a D. I misspelled that. We're not gonna worry about the misspelling, okay? We can name rater it, it's fine. The point is the name Befuddler. We're gonna ignore the misspelling. I acknowledge it. It was a typo. It was a mistake. I see that it's spelled wrong. Also, I've got the S wrong. I think I spelled that the wrong way around. Don't worry about it. It's fine. We're gonna move on. And we're gonna start moving down towards Kyogre's lair, I think, is where we're heading now, which is a little bit scary. I don't remember what level it is. It's either 45 or 50, right? Yeah, that's a problem. Let's lead with... How tanky is Bubblicious, actually? Is it worth leading with Bubblicious just to be tanky? 81 defense. Honestly, Clang is tankier. I mean, Diancie is tankiest, I guess, if you want to get technical with it. And we could start with Reflect. Okay, let's keep Leafeon in front for now until we get to it, because that way we have a faster run speed. But when we get there, we'll put Diancie in front because it is the tankiest Pokemon that we have, and a Reflect might be very useful. Although we also might want to just Spore it. I feel like we rely on Leafeon too much, though. I don't know. Like, it's not gonna be a Kyogre, so I don't have to worry about getting Ice Beamed. So maybe we just keep with Leafeon. No TM as we head down. Okay, alright. It's time for the big man himself, I think. I think we just put on the suit here and go down. It's been a while, I don't really remember. Yep, there's the suit. Do we just go straight to Kyogre? There's no, like... There's nothing else we have to do beforehand? I guess not. Okay. Fitted the suit with the red orb. For style points, right? Not for any actual reason. It's just because, you know, it's a pretty shiny orb and it goes, you know, it contrasts with the suit. It's a fashion statement. I understand. There's Kyogre. We ride the Kyogre? You can hear a voice from within the Aqua suit. Hey, you read me, little scamp? Hey, it's me, Archie. I'm not doing voices. My throat is destroyed. I'm still coughing all over the place. There's a device built into that suit that lets me talk to you. We're getting readings up ahead that look as though Kyogre's appeared. I'd guess you're staring right at it, if I'm not mistaken. Don't be afraid, Scamp. You leap right onto that beastie's back. Then... let it take you to the deepest part of the cave, I think is what that's meant to say. But he's breaking up, so I can't be sure. Sound cut out. Maybe he actually was gonna say, hey, you know, ride the Kyogre and smash it into a wall, down in the deep depths so that it doesn't, you know, cause torrential rain to flood the entire Earth and wipe out 90% of living life. Maybe he was gonna say that. He wouldn't say that. Archie was gonna say that. Ooh, into the glowy blue mist. Flashbang at 4 AM. I will never record at a normal time. Oh, I like the fact that it disables the Pokenav. That's cool, actually. That's cool. I didn't remember that little detail. That is a cool little detail. That's the type of detail that makes me appreciate the game and gives me a must. I like that. Oh, with all of the electric rocks around as well. Hi, Kyogre. This is an encounter. This is a static encounter. I'm so scared. Be an Ampharos. Be an Ampharos. We got an Ampharosite. Although, I think Diancie came with a Diancite, so we might get the Megastone for it anyway. Maybe an Ampharos would be a waste. I'm stalling. I'm stalling. Let's go. Let's see who it is. I'm just going to keep leading with Leafeon in case we can Spore it. We'll see. Who are you, Kyogre? We'll let your scene play out. Go ahead. Go Primal mode. Music mode. Crystallization. Terastallization, almost. Was this a hint to the future? That's the logo. I see the logo. It's like a little fishy. There's Primal Kyogre. I guess it could be randomized back to a Primal Kyogre. That'd be kind of nuts. I'd be very happy with that, though. I'd Master Ball that in a heartbeat. Don't get me wrong. You seem bigger, sir. And our encounter is Reshiram. That doesn't have a Mega. I guess it's legendary. Legendary? Is it holding? Maybe it doesn't count as a Mega because it has the orb rather than a Mega Stone. In which case, maybe it's randomized to just a fully random Pokemon and we've randomly encountered a Reshiram. Do I Master Ball this? I've got a feeling I should. I've got a real feeling I should. We can't Spore it, we can't Glare it because these are both weak to fire and I don't want them to get Fusion Flared. We could maybe swap in Diancie. Diancie's immune to Dragon. Resists fire. And I don't remember what else Reshiram gets. But other than Dragon Pulse and Fusion Flare, or Flamethrower, or whatever, Blue Flare. It's Fusion Flare and then Blue Flare later, I think. Other than Dragon Pulse and that, I don't remember anything scary. Imprison. It gets Imprison. Because every legendary gets that move, despite it being trash. Maybe it gets Imprison? I don't know if it has it at this level, though. I'm gonna swap in Diancie. This might be a horrible idea. We might just get crit and immediately lose legendary, and then I'll throw a Master Ball and we'll just replace the legendary, which would suck. Flamethrower. Okay, how much damage? That is manageable. Sadly, setting up a Reflect does nothing, and we don't have Light Screen. That's a manageable amount of damage. I don't want to Mega Evolve and lower my defenses. Do I just Master Ball? I feel like I should Master Ball. But if it can't hit me, then I want to try and catch it without using my Master Ball if I can. It'll definitely live in Ancient Power. With 7 levels lower and Diancie hits like a wet sack, okay? It doesn't do any damage. We're gonna go for that. Dragon Breath doesn't affect. That's fine. That's good. That's good. That's a waste of a turn. I'll take that. That boosts me. Would have been so good. Okay. I'm Ancient Powering again. Extra Sensory. That's scarier. That's scarier. That's scarier. That's not resisted. Okay, that's a bit of damage. That's a little bit spooky. That's a little bit spooky. Stat boost me. Stat boost me. Stat boost me. Okay, no stat boost. But still, it's not going to go for Extra Sensory every time. And I think we live a crit as long as we're healed up from like a Flamethrower or something. Dragon Breath doesn't affect. Flamethrower's not scary. Extra Sensory's only scary if it crits. Yeah, that's not too bad. I do want to stay topped off though. I think it's worth trying to catch without. I don't know if it's worth it. we should probably Master Ball it. I think I'm just being stupid by even trying this. Also, I don't want to crit it and kill it. I'll use one more Ancient Power. We'll see what happens. If I get a stat boost. Okay, was that a crit? That was not a crit. Okay, that felt like it did a lot more damage. If we get a stat boost, I'll try and catch it. Okay, I'm Master Balling it. I'm not even gonna sit here for that long. I'm just gonna throw the Master Ball. We can't status it. It's a legendary. Reshiram's catch rate is a nightmare. I'm happy to Master Ball, to be honest. I am. If we encounter something along the way where we now want to throw our Master Ball that we think is better than a Reshiram, which to be fair, isn't impossible, but it is pretty unlikely, then we'll have to deal with that when the time comes. But right now, we have ourselves this Reshiram. Let's go ahead and give you a nickname beginning with B. We could honestly just call you like Blue Flare, and that would still fit, but I feel like you need a better name than that. I'm not thinking about this one too hard, actually. I was going to go with like a super powerful name, but honestly, we're just going to go with Basalt. I like that. I like that. A little bit volcano-y. It's a fire type. I feel like it works. Look, it works. We have a lot of good Pokemon to choose from. We have some legendaries in the box that we really could use. We have a Latias. We have a Latiasite, mind you. We have a Mega Latias, potentially. We have a Ho-Oh. We have a Reshiram. It's unfortunate, in a way, that we got a Reshiram when we have a Ho-Oh and a Latias, so we've already got legendaries of Dragon and Fire typing. Does make it seem a little bit less, exciting, I suppose. But still good. Still very, very good. Don't get me wrong. Reshiram's still very good. It's also leveled, which is something to consider. It's also very leveled. I see that Megastone. See that. I want that. I want to go back to that. Hold on a minute. Wait. There's goodies back there, and I need them. Hey, Wally, are you at the top of the waterfall by Victory Road right now? Hey. Hey, don't get ahead of me. With your snivelly little voice. Little rat of a man. How day. That's where I'm going. And all the grunts are happy with their little Wailmers. Well, I don't know about happy. They're still grunts at the end of the day. They're probably not getting paid too much. Probably not that happy. Peace has been restored to the world. The rain has stopped. Can you imagine if the 10-year-old kid just started, like, activating the rain again, but this time he's controlling it? That'd be... Lorp. It's really over, isn't it? Lorp, we owe you great thanks. Look above you. Sky over Sutopolis has returned to normal. That is not normal. There is a lot of green cosmic dust floating down. That is not normal at all. It's not raining, I suppose. Power, which had been pooling within the Cave of Origin, is now flowing back out into the world. It's so warm. Just now, my heart felt like it was about to be crushed by uncertainty and terror. But now it feels like it's been softly set at ease. The land or the sea, humans or Pokemon, which are edible. Not the humans, the Pokemon. Well, depends on who you ask, I guess. Humans should not be edible, if you ask me. When we sought to bring happiness to only one, we nearly destroyed both. Now, the world's balance is restored to its natural state. Perhaps this is the time we must consider, or reconsider, our ideals. Do you not agree, Archie? Yeah, you're right. Maxie, what you're saying is only natural. I know that. Still, I can't just change. The world I believe to be ideal, the kind of world where I dreamed of making, where I could live alongside my beloved Pokemon, that hasn't changed. And now I've got nothing to stand on after causing this much hurt, but... That's right. You caused a big fuss. And you almost brought about the downfall of the world, you big dolt. No matter how much you beg, no one can forgive that. But, you really need their forgiveness, though? Yes. That is a crime. I think that's probably a crime in the Pokemon world. He should be held accountable for the crime. He should probably be jailed. You know, just gonna throw that one out there. Even if you are a big dolt with no one, or who no one in the world will forgive, I'll stay with you. I'll stay with you forever. So please, stop going out on your own and acting crazy. You're Team Aqua's leader, and we're your friends after all. Ellie, sorry and thanks. Okay, but he's going to jail for life. He should go to jail for life. Let's be real. We adults have a duty to pass the word along to the next generation. The world worth passing along. What is it we truly need to do to create such a world? Take each other's hand in friendship? Nah. Or fight for the right of supremacy? Nah, not that one either. You just need to, like, sit down and have a good discussion about what Pokemon need to be put in factories to make sure that the world is well fed. Oh, such a messed up question. Anyway, I think it's time we consider this again with our team members and break down the wall between us. Right, you little scamp. You managed to use that red orb, so let's see how you try this on for size. Be able to give it to Kyogre for its primal reversion. Blue orb. I'm curious if Reshiram is holding anything. Actually. It shouldn't be, I guess. But it'd be interesting if it's holding a Megastone and we just randomly got a Deansea with a Deansite. But yeah, we get the gist of the text here, so we're just gonna skim through the rest of this. And next time... Oh, the Eon Flute, so that we can fly around. Nice. Nice. Proof of your bond between you and your Latias that is in my box. Yeah. No matter how far you may be from one another, play that flute and Latias will surely fly straight to you. Although our Latias was a Diancie, so would the sprite be a Diancie that flies to me? Because that would be really goofy, and I kind of want to see that. It's probably used as Latias. I don't think you'd fly around on a Diancie. I don't think they have the sprites in place to do that, but I wish they did. For anyone that's ever played, like, a Dark Souls 1 randomizer, the cutscenes usually bug out when you, like, start a cutscene, and they try and replace the image of the boss you're about to fight with the randomized boss, but they're like all stretched out and stuff. I would love if that was the case in Pokemon, and you were just flying on this like horribly stretched out Diancie into the shape of a Latias. That'd be hilarious to me. You give me anything? Oh, okay. All right, that's fine. Before I forget, I'm going to actually fly back to the starting town. I saw that Megastone item. I am not forgetting that little goodie, okay? Is it a Megastone? No, probably not. It's probably not even a Megastone. But I'm curious of what it actually is. It's a heal ball, which isn't really that exciting, but still, I wanted to go and grab it because I saw it in that cutscene, and it was going to weigh on my mind if I didn't go and grab it. Let's go back to Sutopolis, let's check out our Reshiram, and then let's see. Did I click Sutopolis or Route 126 just then? Can I even fly to Route 126? Maybe. I did, in fact, fly to Route 126. Okay, that is something that I actually need to be aware of that I can do. I can misclick. Understood. Okay. Can fly directly to the route in this game. I don't know if I even knew that. Maybe I've done that before accidentally. It's been a while. I definitely forgot, at least, temporarily. Heck, I might have done that in this playthrough and already forgotten. I don't know. For now, though, show me Reshiram. Not holding anything. Neutral nature Reshiram with Flamethrower, Dragon Breath, Slash was the other move, not Imprison, and Extra Sensory. Okay, okay. It is a good Pokemon. It is. It is something that we could put on the team, maybe in place of Noivern. We aren't running a fire type right now. Noivern's just been solid the whole time. It's had nothing wrong with it. However, stat-wise, Reshiram is stronger. It is. We do already have a flying type on the team as well with Hawlucha. That would just add fire typing that we are lacking. I'm gonna say that we are going to add Reshiram at the start of next episode instead of Noivern. I think we'll do it. I think we'll do it. But I will make that decision fully at the start of the next episode. If you guys have enjoyed this episode, leave a like down below, hit that subscribe button, and without further ado, bye.